Good evening. Welcome to your evening newscast for today, Wednesday, June 29th, 2022. With your news at this time, my name is Joshua Van Slegman. 2 weeks ago, Vice President Barra Jagdeo held a press conference where he used estimates to convince the media and viewers of the live broadcast that the U.S. multi-billion gas-to-energy project will slash electricity costs by half. He gave this assurance even though the final cost for the project has not yet been solidified. To this end, transparency activist Ramon Gaskin has said that the leader must show the country the feasibility study rather than use assumptions to force the project. The activist told Kaieteur News that the government must not keep the figures and details of the gas-to-energy project a secret, but must produce the feasibility study to assure the public of its benefits. 2 Wednesdays ago, when Jagdeo was questioned about the feasibility of the project by the publisher of Kaieteur News, Mr. Glenn Lal, he explained that government is currently estimating how much it could gain from the venture, as no solid figure has been determined as yet. ESSO, that is presently the operator of the Stabroek block, is not a Guyanese company. In fact, the company is registered in the Bahamas, with ExxonMobil Global Holding Investment, BV, being the 100% owner of that company. That being the case, its branch, EEPGL ExxonMobil Guyana, locally is expected to make annual payments to its home office amounting to hundreds of millions of dollars each year, as is outlined in the company's most recent filings of its financial records. According to those documents, an amount of $800.5 million was due to be paid at the end of last year, while the previous year's operation saw 1.4. Under the production sharing agreement, up to 75% of the oil produced in the Stabroek block can be earmarked to be used for deduction. Other costs being recovered as and paid for using cost oil includes decommissioning fees, exploration and production costs, leases and loans, among others. We had reported that despite ExxonMobil deducting 75% of Guyana's oil towards its expense upfront, the country seems to have no mechanisms in place to monitor the U.S. billion-dollar spending of the oil companies. Following the destruction of vehicles, market stalls, looting and violence on Tuesday during a protest for the shooting of 25-year-old Quindon Bacchus, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali assured that there will be justice for the family of the young man who was shot and killed by a rank of the Guyana Police Force. He said too that all who experienced losses as a result of the riot, which occurred during the protest, will be compensated. The president gave this assurance to the residents and vendors of Monrepo on the east coast of Demerara after the dust settled from violent attacks, looting and random setting of fires to several stalls at the market by a gang of criminally inclined individuals. The president said that justice for Quindon Bacchus will be done, especially since the police that shot and killed the young man remains confined in the GPF headquarters under investigation. And finally, at this time, the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation will soon be extending the recently commissioned polyclinic located in Festival City, Great Georgetown, for an estimated cost of $45 million. The project, which opened on Tuesday at the National Procurement and Tender Administration Board office, saw a total of 7 contractors vying for the project. The polyclinic, which is now managed by the GPHC, was commissioned late November and offers all services of health centers, including diagnostic services such as blood testing, x-rays, dentistry, ultrasounds, and rehabilitation services. This year, some $200 million was earmarked for this year's budget for the facility to procure several key pieces of information. I beg your pardon, that should be several key pieces of equipment. Also open at MPTAB is the construction of a maternity waiting home at Mabaruma Region 1, which is estimated at some $33 million, and a regional pharmacy bond from Region 1, which is estimated at $25 million. And with that, we've come to the end of your evening newscast for today, Wednesday, June 29th, 2022. My name is Joshua Van Slegman, encouraging you to pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News at the newsstand near you for just $100 Ghana, or for these stories and much more, by the click of a browser, head across to our website at kaieteurnewsonline.com. Have a great remainder of your Wednesday evening. Coming up at 19 hours 20, it is the Wednesday edition of the Glenn Lal Show, where we tell it as it is.